Good morning, traders. Welcome to the daily webinar. This is my daily webinar that I do for my trading group. We have 500 plus people in the group. These are all active traders, all of them trading. I know that because I've done an interview with every one of them. So I have one question for you if you're watching this webinar. How much would you pay for lifetime access to this group? I mean lifetime, because we have traders who are more than 4 or 5 years with me together. They're successful and they keep trading. Some people take breaks and they come back. Some people have taken 2 years break from the group and come back because of life, things that happens in their life. People have given birth and then come back. People have completed university and then come back. I think one person got divorced, got remarried, and then joined back the group to do Forex with us. So all of that you have because you have lifetime access to the group. So the question is, what is it worth? Forget about everything else. Forget about Forex, forget about trading, forget about what is worth to be in a group like this. Amazing people. Lifetime. Think about that. And that is what you're getting when you join us. You're getting friends, new friends. You're getting that. And you're becoming a true professional trader. That's what we do. The reason we keep you here lifetime so that we train you until you become a true professional. This is one of the only group in the world you get where you get true lifetime acceptance, where every single day we trade. You will see me more than 5-6 times a day. Literally. This is the only group you get that. You wouldn't get that anywhere else. You will be promised everything else, but I have hundreds of traders in here right now that can tell you that that is so. You can ask them if you want. Probably ask them to tell you about it and make a short video of it. But this is where you get it. You don't just get a set of videos. We don't sell courses. Let me repeat this. I am not selling you courses. If I sell you my course, you will never be successful. I'm going to give you the course free. You will not be successful because you wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't be able to implement it correctly. You wouldn't be able to implement the trades correctly. You wouldn't be able to read the charts so good correctly just by watching my videos. You need consistent training, and that's why we train you to trade. That's a whole different story. We don't have basic course. We don't have platinum course. We don't have master's course. We don't have gold course. We're not giving you it in pieces so that we can make money from you. We're saying if you want to be in an amazing group and become a professional trader, join us. That's it. That's what I want you to know. Now, a lot of you are asking me, what is the group and what do you get? You get one thing you need to know, lifetime access, and everything else that you need to know about trading. Every single thing. Even things we don't use, we discuss. And we tell you why it's useless. Why we don't use support and resistance, you will learn why we don't use it. Why we use wave analysis, that is what you would learn. We'll teach you how it works. And if you watch my videos for the last 4 weeks that I'm doing it free, you would know that it's worth it, right? I don't have to convince you that it works. I think you just need to look at one of my videos and you would know that it works. So if you would like to join us, here's what you're going to do. I don't have a website because I'm not selling anything. If I was selling this, if my sole game was selling you course, I would open a website. I'll put fancy things in the website. I'll give you 100 testimonials because every day I get those testimonials, how amazing this is. I'll put the 1,000,000 testimonial there for you if you want. I would even write some myself if necessary. But I'm not selling you anything. That's the point. I'm telling you, do you want to become a professional trader? Do you want to become a successful trader? Then you join us. And do you have money to trade? Because if you don't have money, then, I mean, if you have $100 or $500, I don't see you becoming a successful professional trader. You can trade for the fun of it. You can trade for, I don't know, for the joy of it. You will trade for the rest of your life, but you will not be, I don't think you can call yourself a professional trader. Professional trader is someone who's living off trading money, right? You make money to live. Then you become, a lot of my traders are trading small account, but they're making good money, enough to help what they're already making on their work. So $5,000, I say, with the minimum account you need. Because if you don't have that account, you will make money, but I'm not saying you wouldn't. And if you get lucky, you might double that and triple that. My traders have 10 times their account sometimes. So it's all of how much you can do and how much money you need. So if you want to join and you want to be a professional trader, you can join us. How do you join us? Send me a Skype message, nothing else. Just send me a Skype message here. Sorry. MANGAL 457. Send me a Skype message here and I will give you all the details and I'll answer all the questions that you have. That's it. Let's go. So let me escape and let's start the webinar. So I'm going to start from the dollar index. And today webinar might be a little longer because I'm going to go through some of these charts in very detail on the daily. So that I'll remind you on the daily some of the charts so that you would understand what you can expect, right? So, and every now and then I'll show you the big moves that you can expect to get if you understand how to trade waves on the 1 hour. So on the daily, I've shown you this many times. We're in this big down move. And you would hear now, I think if you listen to social media and if you listen to the TV and all of that, you would hear that the dollar is going to collapse. I've started hearing it. It was only this last weekend ago that I was listening to a video that popped up on my thing. It actually catch my eye because they were talking about the monetary change. So I thought it's going to be more of talking about monetary, policies in the US and what could have. But there was this lady came on and she has a PhD. She's brilliant, everything. And talking about the dollar is going to collapse and telling people they should store food because that the dollar will be, the currencies will be useless, that gold, silver, and food is what's going to be important for bartering and a whole lot. And she was bringing in the Texas situation where if you don't have energy, you don't have food, you don't have water, your dollar is useless, right? You can't buy it. There's nothing in the shop. So she has a point in that, food would be more important in the world than money. And you can, gold and silver is international barter. You can give it anybody to get food and, water. But I think she's gone too far, a little too far in the crisis, and dollar is not collapsing. When you hear the masses are talking about dollar collapsing, you should start to think that something is wrong here. So I'm telling you, when the dollar was here, everybody was saying dollar is going to go to heaven, right? And everything is going to collapse. Euro, pound, everything is useless. Dollar is the thing you want, right? I remember when it was here, rubles was at 80 something, 90. Almost going there. Everybody was like, oh, dollar is so strong. I want dollar. I don't want ruble. And I keep telling my friends, no, you don't want dollar. Keep your darn rubles to yourself. Because ruble is going to get strong and dollar is going to get weak. And that is a psychological thing that happens to human beings. We look at something at the end of it, the extremes. We only feel emotions at extremes level. It's either very hot or it's very cold. Then we think of the weather. If it's normal, you don't think. Ask people who live in the tropic. They don't look for what's the weather tomorrow. I know I was living in a tropical country. I born there. I never looked at the weather until I came to Russia. I never asked myself, what the weather will be like tomorrow? Because it's the same thing like the day before and the day after, and the day is going to be a whole week and the whole month before and after. I only asked myself, what the hell is the weather tomorrow? I have to know what to wear when I came to Russia. Because that depends on how I'm going to dress. Extreme level make you concerned. When you're in the middle, you're not. So once it goes to extreme level, everybody starts to get crazy. And that's the point where you have got to take advantage. You've got to learn to take advantage of those. So we made this forecast years ago. Yes, years ago. One guy said, oh, you said this is going to drop a year ago and I was dropping. Yes, that's the point. That is exactly the point of forecast. You make it way before it happens. When it's going up at the top like this, you said, guys, it will come to the top and then it's going to come back down. That is a forecast. And it's done. You can do a forecast after the fact, especially if you're doing it in a yearly chart and a monthly chart. You can go do it after the fact. That's not forecasting. So we are forecasting that this is going to go up. Is it going to go up tomorrow? No, of course not. This has to finish what it's doing before that goes up. But I'm telling you now that it will go up. That's the amazing thing. It's falling, and I'm telling you, watch it when it comes into this level. When it breaks this impulse, or when it comes close to the impulse. When everybody is saying it's going to fall and this dollar is getting useless, I'm telling you, no. You might want to hold on to your dollar now. You will have to have a little patience, but hold on to your dollar because it's going to get stronger. See, that's what forecasting is. And that's the magic of what we do. We look at the charts and we can tell you where it's going to go. Go back and look at all the daily, what I did on the Aussie, and you will see the magic of it. So is it the end? Everybody look at the little spike yesterday and say, oh my God, look, maybe it's at the end. No, it's not at the end. It might be ending, but we cannot conclude that as yet. We cannot make that conclusion. And by the way, I've heard a lot of people copying me word for word. We're not sure what this is doing right now. They never said that before. It's good. At least they've learned something. Right? So we cannot make that conclusion. I'll show you in the small time frame what I think. Remember when this was going up, I told you, no, it's not going up. Because I've heard one person say that, hey, this thing people are telling you is going to go down more. Look, it's going to go up. It's going up. No, it's not. It's a correction. And that's what you learn to recognize, corrections. You learn to see them. I actually had to take an arrow from here and put it here for you guys. Now it's going down. It's making a little correction here. It probably will come back here, and it could still drop here before it goes. The probability of them breaking that bottom is almost 90%. Contracting flats are not so common. By contracting flats, I mean those that do not break the low before they go back up. They're not so common. The most common ones you're going to find are running flats, regular flats. Yep, you heard me correct. Running flats are the most common flats, not regular flats. And this is the first time you're going to hear this anywhere, because nobody will tell you that. Even the Elliott wave theory says the most common ones are regular flats, and that is incorrect. Anybody want to challenge me in that? Come, we will take any chart and we'll go search for all the flats, and I'll show you. So far, from my experience trading, the running flats are the most common flats you get on all time frames. So what we're looking at here, I'm going to start by showing you a running flat. So this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm starting by showing you one running flat. Remember, we tell you we will decide whether that is a running flat when this piece tell us what it's doing. It's telling us what it's doing. The probability is we're making a running flat here and we're going to drop. When this drops to this level, we will watch it to see if that confirms the running flat. It will come here, and there is still a chance for them to go back up to the test the stop before they go down. Or this would be the complete downside. The question is whether this is all the correction. If it's a 4-hour correction, that is enough. If they're making a daily correction, or if this thing becomes a daily correction, not anybody making a day, but if it becomes a daily correction, it will come back to the top here and then drop. So your question is, how do we know if it's going down or going up? You don't have to know that now. What you have to know now is how far this one is going to go, this piece we're in here now, and what do you do with it? So should you jump into a trade here and stay with it? No, but if you get a trade set up to take a trade here, as it comes here, put it in the positive, because the chances are it could go back down. We will see the turning point in a lower time frame. We will exit the trade and we look for the sell setups. Just like this one. You take that trade. Let's say you thought it was going to go to the bottom. You move your stops to this level. It took you out there, no problem. You didn't lose in the trade. Right? That's what you call the management, trade management, not money management, trade management, how you manage your trades. Go to the 1 hour. See? If I get a buy setup here and I take the trade, if I get a buy setup here and I take this trade, once it comes to this level, I'm going to put it to break even, because the chances are it's going to do this and I'll be in a sell to the downside today. I can tell you there's possible a buy here today, and by the end of the day, I'm already in the sell to the downside. Now, I cannot change that analysis for you within the day, but within our group, we will change it, because we are in the group every hour of the day. Every single hour of the day, somebody is there. We have about 5 or 6 sessions when I'm there. All right, so this is what we do. And that is how we show you the smaller changes as they're happening and when you're getting turning points. One of them that we saw very clearly that could turn yesterday, and I've been showing you this for a while, is the CAD dollar. But that isn't, this is not confirming the turn as yet. It's just giving us a chance that it might be turning. If you haven't seen this before in my chart, go back and look at my daily charts. See, we're showing you these two impulses. They do not have to be equal. There is no rule that says this one has to be equal to this one. But sometimes they very much are equal. For whatever reason, I don't know. So if this is the turning point, there's a big corrective structure coming on here, like this, or like this. I don't know what form it will be. It will be some form, maybe just one big running flat, and that's it. I have no idea what it's going to be, but we can trade it. We have an idea of the range. And if we know that it's going to be for a year or two, this one was how long? This one was from December 18 to January 20, 2 years. This one was from April 16 to May 17, a year plus. April, May, 1 year probably, right? So it's going to be a year or 2 year. Why is this 1 year only? May 16 to May 17. Why is this 2 year then? From December, this is from December to December. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't think this one was 1 year. December 18 to December 19, 1 year. So if for a whole year, if for an entire year, starting from this month, you're going to be in a correction, all you need to know is the size of the range of the correction and a very good knowledge of patterns. The range of each of these corrections is over 500 pips. So if you know the range and if you have ideas of how to look at patterns on a lower time frame in each one of these moves, you can trade and make money for the entire year, even if you trade only CAD. Just having the knowledge of patterns to tell you when you think you're going to turn, you can trade every single day and make money in that range. The good thing is in a range, you can't lose your account because you'll be taking trades from the bottom of the range and the top of the range. And there is nowhere you can lose your account there. You may lose a few trades, that's true. But there's nowhere you're going to lose your account trading that. If you use good money management, there's nowhere you'll ever lose your account. For the entire year, you're guaranteed to make money. Because the way we trade these ranges and the way we watch them, it will be surprised how you can make money in it. A 500 pip range, that's great. This one is how much? I think this one is 500. Yeah, this one is 620, and this one is 607. They'll give it plus minus 500. You're not going to get the exact top, you're not going to get the exact bottom, but you're going to have a 500 range where you can trade inside. So you like to do that. Ask yourself that question for the next year. So if you still like my daily webinars, if they do this, you will get my webinar every single day if you join us. And you can join either in the installment, which means if you don't have the money to pay immediately, you can pay every month. You're paying for the course, not for the webinars. The webinars are free. You will get them if you signed up, right? So let's go do today's webinar. Come back here. What we have here is the possibility of this becoming a running flat. So it doesn't mean it will be a running flat, but the possibility of a running flat is very strong, right? So we are looking at that possibility because also you can still come back and say, well, what if this is the correction? That possibility exists. That means this could be the start of a big move to the upside. So if we get a trade set up here, we'll buy it. But being equipped with the knowledge that it can be a running flat is important because now all you have to do is protect your capital by moving your stop to break even and be what it is. If you're lucky, you get this. If you're not so lucky, you get that. You get break even, and then you get the trade to the downside. Because once you get break even in turns, you know you're coming down. That is the amazing part. So let's go. Silver. See? So silver, yesterday we were trading it from the top, from the very top here. It keep tagging us and keep going, oscillating. So what I did is we took break even twice. I personally took break even twice because it wasn't going. What we are always looking for is the impulsive moves like these, like these, like these. Not this when they're doing that, right? Because when they're doing that, the chances are they could come back to the top. So you take out the trade for break even, which is what we do. That's a way of protecting your capital from losses. And it came down on the very low time frame. You could see the patterns very clearly. See, I have drawings here. But each one of those trades would have been break even. If I took this trade here and this thing didn't go for a couple hours, I'll take off the trade. That's a rule. If I take this one and it starts to pull back here for 4 hours, I'll take off the trade. I would stay with the trade, even though I know it's going down, because it could do this and then go down. And it could still do that today. So I'll show you why I think that is so. So remember, we said this drop will make a consolidation and it will make a bigger consolidation before they drop. So this is the consolidation. Remember I said when we break this stop, we're going down. We're selling this. So my entry now is here. I'm in that trade. We tried to get it from here. We couldn't. I'm in this trade from here because remember the last time I did the same thing here. But the last time they tagged me here and pulled back. So I closed that for break even. This one I'm in now. So let's see where it goes. Now, what I'm thinking is that it's not going to go down. It will probably come just like this one, come to about this level and make a new high. Why? Well, because every time we see patterns that look like this at the top of an impulse, a chance like this one, top of an impulse, the chances are they go back. We know this was going to go back. I think I clearly show you why I think that was going to. But when they do it like this, the chances you will get another 1, 2, 3 wave up. 1, 2, 3 up. Now, that is just what we think it can do, because you already have 3 waves in this. You already have this, this, and this, which means it can go. So all you do is you move this trade to break even and let it go. See how far it goes. We will watch for any turning points we're seeing in here. Not just pullback, but turning points. So if we get a turning point here, all we will do is close that trade and we will get into this trade to the upside. Now that is not going to happen today, because by the time it turns and it consolidates to go, that will be next week. And next week, you will only get my weekly webinar update, not the daily update. So you might miss that trade as well, right? So this trade we can't show you if we're going to do it, but I can tell you now that that possibility exists. If it continues to go, great. If they continue to go, we're coming back to this low. This, you see that smaller pattern? We have a bigger one like that. That is this one. Right? Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Correction, 1, 2, 3. So when it gets to this level, and that is the trade we want, this is the trade we want. When it gets to this level, the question is, what is going to happen? Very likely it's going back. There's a 99% chance of that thing going back. And from this top here, we could drop. I don't know how high that is going to go, but from there they can drop. Right? They can come back, break the top, and drop. There's a very slight, I don't know, 1% chance that this would be the one going down. This is not how the final impulse ends. This is a corrective structure. This is what I can tell you, very sure. From my experience, this is a corrective structure. And it's a running flat. By the way, did I say a running flat are the more common ones? I don't know. But this, breaking the top, telling us that there's high probability of this thing going back up there, if you identify the patterns correctly. Right? You might not see this if you're not putting your lines correctly and you cannot identify the patterns correctly. So it's the ability to identify the patterns correctly that is important. And that is why a group like ours is the best. It is the best group in the world. I saw somebody freaking out when I posted that video, right? But I would like to compare it to any other group if you think there's a better group out there. I'm open to that. Tell me what you do better than us and we'll go to follow you. So this is trade, watch this here, and watch this to the downside, and then we're going to go up. So we will get this trade. You always have to be in the trade, because at any time this could happen. So although we closed this trade twice, I still have my entry here, because at any time they can drop like this and they can continue to drop. And you don't want to miss that trade. So you're always setting your entry orders for the next trade that is coming. Even if it becomes a break-even trade, it doesn't matter, because you don't know when the big fall is going to come. If you don't set your orders, you might not get the big fall. Right? And every now and then they do it. When you get the right direction, remember this, we have to get one more down. Here is it. Told you that, right? When you see this, you have to get one more down. It comes slow, but it comes down. This is definitely coming down. That's 99.9%, not just 99, 99.9% guarantee this is coming down. But not exactly this one. Maybe they go back up and then come. See? So you would still have to manage these patterns on a daily basis on the lower time frame, because it's changed very often. The structural change of the patterns themselves might change. The structure doesn't. The structure of this coming down still remains. The lower degree might change. So keep your eyes here. You might even get a trade to the downside. If you get another consolidation here, we'll sell it. We'll sell this too to that level. And maybe that is the one that drops off. Maybe it stop here, go back up there, closes out, give us a trade here to the upside. If all of that happened today, that would be surprising. I don't think all of that will happen today. Maybe we'll just get this trade here and that's it. Because this needs to consolidate here for about 5 hours, if it's going to consolidate, right? So you'll need about 5-6 hours to consolidate, 1 or 2 hours to drop, and the day is finished. Trading is close to the weekend. Next week, we'll see what happens. Maybe they can reverse it today and then stop. Just push the candle up back, stop there. Price stops at a certain price, consolidate Monday, Tuesday, and then they go. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just looking at what the pattern is doing, and then we take advantage of that. Gold, one person asked, well, why didn't it go back up as you say it's going to go back up? Well, it could still go back up. Nothing has changed in the pattern. Anything changed? Remember I said it's going to come and break this low first? So we broke the low once. We're breaking the low twice. You see anything? Why worry? It could still go back up. This could still do this. And it might do it today. It doesn't have to move like silver, right? It might start that up move today. If you're looking at what we have here in the channel, this kind of thing forming either a channel or a running flat, two options. And this is where wave analysis become a little complicated for you, right? Because where is this line? I don't know where this line went, but there's a line here. Let me take out the small one and put the bigger one for you. Yeah, there's a line there. So right now we're doing this. We make a move down, a move up. This move up is sharp. This move up is sharp. That is either a running flat. This could be your final impulse and you could go up. Or you drop through the bottom and you totally start to fall. Why totally start to fall? Let me show you in the weekend. I think I'm going too much into these analysis for you guys. That might be complicated. This is an all-time top. It could come back all the way to this bottom. Not in a straight line, but it could come back. There is a chance that because this has a 1, 2, 3, all patterns start with an impulse and a correction, either to totally go down or to stop here and go back up. So it could stop here and go back up, make a new high, and then come down. It will come down. So as a matter of fact, is that the start of the downside, or is that going to adjust a correction for one more up? You wouldn't know that at the start of it. At the start of this one, when you had 1, 2, and they made 3 here, this could have go and make a new high like this one, right? You didn't know that that was the top. You only know that's the top when it continues to go. But that doesn't affect your trading. You're still selling, right? You would still sell. We would still sell this until the sell stops and they give us a buy setup. And then we would buy it. The buy might be a correction, or the buy might be the one that goes up here, right? So now you're looking at it and we're at the bottom. This is where your caution comes. I told you it was going to go break the bottom, and I told you, oh, did I mention running flats are the most common flat you have? 1, 2, 3, that's a running flat. See, you just learned something. That running flats are the most common flats, not regular flats as everybody thought. Here is a running flat, not a regular flat. They are the most common patterns that are wrong. Maybe regular flat was common before in the days of Elliott, but not now. Everybody is running away now, right? So watch this. Now that we've broken the low, you've got to be very, very, very careful. It could reverse. It could come back to the top here and drop again. It could drop off the bottom, make a correction, and then you sell for the longer term. Let it drop through the bottom, make a correction, confirm more downside, and then you sell for the long term. Dropping off the bottom is not a reason to believe it's going to go way down. It has to prove that there's another impulse coming. You learn something new there again, right? So just dropping off the bottom, it could drop off and go straight back in. This is either a running flat or a channel, ending channel. It's the start of an ending channel, which means they can come here, come here, come here, come there, do this, and that will mean upside. If we see it as a channel, it will be upside. If we look at it as a possible running flat, that could be downside. The downside does not mean it's the fall. It means one more impulse. We've already completed that impulse. We broke the low, see? So right now, if I'm going to sell this, I need a correction. Or it go back up here, give me a flag, and I'll buy. Let's see. I don't know which one it's going to do today. But when we see it and we get the right setup, we will take the trade. So on a 1 hour, you have a sell setup. This morning in the trading room, I told you guys you have a sell setup, but you got to be careful if you take it, because once they break this low, and they just broke the low, they can go back up. They can come a little more, they can go a little more, but once they break the low, that is requirement to complete the pattern, and they can go back up or they can continue to go down. So if you take the trade, you just having that knowledge, all you have to know is, if I take the trade, how would I manage the trade? Should I keep this trade for the long move, or should I be more cautious and move my stops? That's all. That's all the knowledge is giving you, right? Sorry about that, guys. What to do with the trade when you're in the trade. Understanding what it could do is important. So I think if you're in, you should still wait. That's just one candle. No need to worry. It could still go. You will have an exit. If it doesn't go, you know how to exit. Euro, break to the upside. See, that's a good trade. We saw the possibility of it turning at this level. My traders, we were in the trading room, and my traders were looking at this, and I'm like, okay, guys, move your stops. Move your stops, because if this turn, it's not going, see that piece there? It could come back down. Why it could come back down? Look at a bigger pattern as well. You'll see. Possibility of this becoming a flat come back here. Can it go back up? Or is it going to break through? So there might be a trade here today to this level, and then we'll see will it go back up or will it break through, right? So go to the 4 hour, and all you need is a consolidation. You need a consolidation, small consolidation, not a big one like that. Maybe a small one like this or a small one like that. We need a consolidation here, and that's a trade to this level, and they will either break through or they'll go back up. See? Which one? Is it a running flat? Can we look at this as a possible running flat? Come here and go back up. See, that's a possibility. And that's a very high possibility of it happening. So there is a trade set up here today for a sell. And then you will move your stops or you will take the profit and you'll decide what to do with it. Likely it's going to go back up. There's a very high chance that it's going to go back. If they break through and you're in the sell, good, congratulations. If they break through, they'll come straight through to this low. And you can take your profit after that, because after that, it will consolidate again. Bang. Easy, right? All you had to do is put an entry order. I told you about that yesterday. This thing is going to consolidate. Put your entry order here and leave it. So if you did, you're in the trade, and good to you, right? We were in the trading room and we put our entry order once and we took it out, and then we put it, actually, we took this trade. I got in somewhere here and took it out here for a small profit once it started to consolidate, and then we put the entry order here, or you could have put your entry order here. When you close that one, you could either put it here or put it here. Those were the two options we had. If you put it there, you'll have to be in front of your computer to manage the possibility of it going back up there and then come down. It will still come down. Your stop is always here, right? But if you're not going to be in front of your computer, you should put your entry order here, because if they break through this and drop through, they will come like this to the downside. And remember the possibility of the pound going down for a big move. Let me just remind you guys about that. There is a reason I was telling you that we will get a trade, a move like that done. Now go back, watch when we were in here, and I was telling you, this has to happen. It will happen. We were at the top here when I was telling you, okay, you can buy, but be careful, because that will happen. It's not an up. This is a corrective structure. That's the first thing you should learn. Anybody who tells you otherwise has no idea about structure. Anybody who counts that as anything else, it's a corrective structure. The whole pattern is a corrective structure. There is a high probability that all of this here is one big running flat. Did I say running flat? Okay. One big running flat that could come back all the way to this low. Do we think dollar index has a move to the upside? If dollar index do make that move to the upside, what are the chances pound come down here back, retest this low, and then go back up? What are the chances? So is it this one? It could be that one if we look at this running flat as a possibility, and this is a squeeze, right? There's one possibility we call the heavy squeeze, right? If that is a squeeze and this is the running flat, then this could be the start of that downside. This does not have to break the top. There's no rule. It's a running flat. It doesn't have to break the top. It could break the top, but it doesn't have to break the top. But if we look at this as the possible running flat, which I think most likely is the running flat, then we will make one more up there before we come down. You don't need to know which one it is right now. By the time you get to the bottom here, you will figure it out. They will show us within this move here if it's going to go back up or it will continue to drop. And you will trade depending on what you see. So right now you're looking for downside. Just keep trading down. Any flag, trade. If you get another flag today, you can take another trade. There is a good chance you'll get another flag here today, or it's gone already. Let's see. Not really. There is a small running flat here, but it could stop, make another correction, and you'll get a trade. If you get a correction, not as big as this, maybe smaller, you'll get a trade. If not, it's gone without you. See? Told you it's going to go down very fast. Go back and watch it. It's going down very fast. We saw it coming before it happened. That's called forecasting. I saw this move while all of this was happening because we saw the pattern that it's making. And we said, you know what? You can take these trades, but each one take out your profit because something like this will happen. Well, you're lucky because they had a big consolidation at the top there, so exit was easy, right? In that case. Aussie had a very small one at the top there. And one of my traders asked me in the trading room, he said there was a small correction. You think we should trade the Aussie down? I said, I don't like trading Aussie down because Aussie's in an uptrend. But here's what we're going to do. There's a small running flat. Put your entry here with a stop here. And once it goes one growing like this, you can put that to break even. If he did that, he's in that trade way down to the bottom, right? So there's a small trade, and it is in the afternoon. I was leaving the trading room. I said, you can do that. It probably will give you a correction like this, like this. I was thinking of, one of these to make another running flat. So you could get a trade like that, right? But if you get and you notice it's still dropping, all you have to do is keep moving it, right? Because everything dropped. And then we got sorry, what's the trade setup for today? Today on the Aussie, you have to wait for it to consolidate. It's making like these now. Don't trade these smaller ones. Those are 15 minutes of their finish. Even the hourly one would be tough to trade. So what you want now is a 1 hour correction before you can trade. You need something like this. You need something like this before you should trade it, because this is about to end. You can see on the 15 minutes one that is about to end. You need this, and then like the pump, and then you're going to get a trade to the downside. Can it go higher? Can this thing go back higher all the way here? Yep. If it does, you can buy it. If you see the possibility for buy, because it can go there, come back here, and then go. It might even break the top, come back here, and then continue the uptrend. All right, let me show you that at a bigger time frame. See that first drop? This was your sell, sorry. This was your sell. See that? That's what I'm telling you. Wait for that. Your sell. And then if you see the reversal and another flag here, start buying this to the upside, because the move to the upside could come back all the way to the top. It's going to drop. It could go back to the top. It's going to drop. It could be either 3, 5 or more waves in it, right? Or it might be like this. You sold this after you get a consolidation. You sold this. You buy on the way up. It stopped. You think it's coming down. It give you a small one. Then you get this flat, and you can keep buying because that is making a running flat. Once it breaks this top, you're looking for a running flat. You can keep buying. See the size of that running flat? Oh, yeah. They're more popular. There's another running flat at the bottom here. They're all over. You can see them all over the charts. So is it making a flat to continue the trend? Or is it reversing to retest the low? I'm not going to go into that today. There's a possibility. We're not going to look at that today. We will run out of time already. I'm already 41 minutes and I'm only in Aussie. So I don't think most of you will even watch this to the end. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do just the majors, and I'm going to stop it after 41 minutes. And the rest of the charts, I will do a separate webinar during the day for you guys, because we have to go in our trading room now and trade with the other traders, right? So I'm giving you a lot of details because today's the last day, and I'm hoping you will learn something and you would like what we do, and then you would like to be friends with us. That's the hope, right? And you will join us. So let's go. 4 hours, wait on the 1 hour for correction. And if you get a 1 hour correction, you can sell. You're not going to get that today. Most likely it'll take about a day to give you that. You can get it if it happens in 4 or 5 hours. The New York session might get a drop. New Zealand, same here. You started, the correction has started. So New Zealand is a better probability for you to get a trade. You've got an impulse up and they're making a correction in here already, which will come here and then probably go back. It could be more complex than that. This is the simplest form. It can probably do like this and then drop. But very likely downside. If this becomes if this here goes back to the top there and start to do this, we'll buy it. We'll buy it for a correction within this, because that correction could go higher, right? Now, this is a risky buy because this would be a corrective structure. So you would have to know how to manage your trade, because it could be 1, 2, 3 and they drop. You would have to get out of that and get back into the sell, right? I don't think they're going to go back very high. I think most likely we're going to go down more. And there's a reason for that. This one, right? We made this big correction in the middle. And I think this could be 1, 2, 3. And this could be 1, 2, 3. Give us a running flat and then continue to go. So there's a reason why I think we might go down one more at least. Now, right now, you're looking for this smaller correction, not a big one. You're looking for this small correction here, for this sell. If they give you that small correction here, right here, then that becomes a sell today. Let's see if we get it. If they go back up to the top, well, then we're making a flat and we'll continue to go. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's unlikely. CAD, touch. I think I started with the cat, right? The touch, go wait for consolidations here, and then you might get a trade today. This is likely going to happen today because we already started the consolidation. We are already 3 hours into it. Sorry, we were already many hours into it. See, I was in the 4 o'clock one, 4 hours, sorry, chart. So this is already giving you this consolidation in here. It's going to go up, come to the top, maybe break the top, come back here, and then you'll get a trade. You'll get a running flat pattern for that trade, right? Something like this. See that possibility there? And then you will look for this trade down. You'll look for that trade up. If you have a strategy on how you're going to trade it. With good money management, it's an amazing trade. When it gives you that one more trade up, we'll see how far it goes. Because this could be the start of the big move to the upside. Not necessarily, but it could be. It might make another big running flat and go back down. But right now, we're getting consolidation for upside. So we would look for the up trade today. Swiss is the only one that is pulling downwards, right? This one is a sell setup, but it's a very short sell setup like this, right? Then they may even pull back into it because you're making a correction for upside. And the correction is not finished. From this piece, I know you're going to get one more drop. There's a high chance you're getting one more drop here before they go. I might not be even worth selling. But that is a correction for upside. I think you should take the trade. I'll tell you why. I would take the sell because of this piece here. See this one? We haven't got anything for this wave. We got a big flat in the middle. So this is likely, this could fall to this level, give you another big running flat here and upside. By the way, it's a running flat. You heard me mention that word like about 50 times already. And every time I'm showing you a running flat. Here's another running flat. See? 1, 2, 3, up they go. Come in it this way, go out, go that way. They are the most common flats in any pattern, in any structure, sorry. Right? So let's go. I think this would be a good sell because it could drop really fast. I wouldn't be surprised. So we will go for that sell. There's a very good chance that this thing make a very sharp move today and then probably start going up back. Let's see. If it goes slow, we'll get the hell out of it. But if it goes fast, that would be a good trade. Yen, you're getting a big expanding flat here, and this looks upside, right? If this is what we think it is, an expanding flat, you might get a little flag here and upside. Let's see. If it's making a bigger correction on the whole, then they can come deeper here, go back up and, be here for a while. So if we get a flag, we'll buy it. If we get a flag here, I'm already in this trade from here, right? From the break of this one. Yeah, somewhere here. I'm in the trade. I'm still holding it because I still think yen is upside. I will wait to see what I see. This is upside. We've had a big running flat there, so I think they're ready to go. But if they broke the top of the running flat, which means if they want to drop, it's qualified to drop, right? If they want. I don't think they're going to drop because we're making a big correction at the top of this whole corrective structure, or this whole structure, right? This was the last chance of a running flat that we were looking for. And because of this correction, it could still be, they could still, come. Sorry, let me get this one. It could still come here and drop one more to the low, right? This could still come back here. See that? It's still possible that could go back there. It's unlikely, but it's possible. I'm more convinced of the upside. So on this trade that I'm in, we'll monitor the trade to see what it's doing at the top there. We'll keep an eye on this. And for now, I still like this possibility of that flat. So this could go, break the top, just put it to break even and leave it. Right? If it stays here for a long while, it's going to make a flat. I doubt they're going to drop like this. If they drop like this, I'll close the trade because my stop is under this one here, under this flat here. This was the flat we were trading. So my stop is under that one, and we'll see. If anything, we'll exit the trade. But right now, I still think they'll break this. It's very much a running flat pattern. Let me show you in the 15. And sorry, an expanding flat pattern. See? It got one, you got 1, 2, 3, you got one. So this is making a flag, and this flag should come here. That's like the minimum. See this small flag? Break the top. So the minimum is they'll go break this top, and then we put the trade to break even and leave it. All right, then we'll see what happens. So you might get a trade here if it turns out a 1 hour flag, right? If this turns out to be a 1 hour flag here, you can put an entry order above the top, and when they go there, put it to break even and leave it. If it comes back down, you get a break even trade. We look for correction and sell. If they're going to go back up, if they're going to go, they'll continue to go. It's not going to come back down because you already have enough corrections. So let me take this off. See? You want to know what we do in our trading room? That's a very good example I just showed you. When we discuss trade, the details of the trade look like that. And that's where I'm ending this webinar today, only in these, right? So it's a short webinar only in the majors. If you like these webinars, you've got 4 weeks of them, 6 weeks, I think, of them to look at. 4 or 6 weeks, I don't know. You got enough to watch and to make your mind up if you like what we do. I will still publish webinars on the weekly. So this weekend, I will publish weekly webinars in 3 parts: Forex, stocks and indexes, and cryptocurrencies. For the cryptocurrencies, I think there was only one recommendation of the one somebody wanted me to do. If you want a cryptocurrency, here's how we're going to add a new cryptocurrency to the ones we're doing. I'll put out the poll under, if you go under the, on my YouTube video, if you go under community, I'll put a poll there. And I will put all the cryptocurrencies that my traders recommend. And I'll see if I can allow you to add whatever cryptocurrency you want. And you guys will vote on them. The top 6 or the top 10 with the most votes are the ones I will do. Make sense? We will add the very popular ones, and then we will add a couple more to it. And the webinar will be in those. We want the ones that most of you guys trade, not the one that 4 people are trading individually, right? So I'll put that poll out there. I'll get it from my traders, what they think are the more popular ones. Put it out there, and you guys can go vote on it. And those are the ones I'll do the webinar on. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being with us for the last 4 weeks. I hope you enjoyed these recordings, and I hope you can share it to more traders, because I don't think enough people are seeing it. So I hope you can share it, and I will see you over the weekend. I will do all the webinars for you, and go to the community, because I'll post, when I post the daily charts. I tried to post one yesterday too, but I'm always busy in the trading room. That's the problem with posting those daily charts. And they're happening really fast, right? It's very fast. Before I'm ready to post it, we are already trading, it's gone. I want to post trades that we are taking, not just something like that, right? Like the Punkad, we took the trade. I'm in the Punkad trade right now, right? So the first trade I closed for break even. The first one, I think, one of them went back, I think, and we closed it. And the second one, we're in that trade from here going, right? So basically, most of my traders got break even. Some of my traders are still with that one, depending where you had your stop, right? So it's going down, and it's still valid right now. So what you can do is just put it to break even and walk away right now. Just put it to break even. If your entry is there, put that to break even. But I can't give you all these updates, because we're doing it in the trading room on a step-by-step basis. I can't. I go do just stop what I'm doing and go. Let's hurry, go do a recording of it, right? It's not that easy. And then it has to be published. By the time the recording is done and it's published, the trade is gone. You want the trade? Join us. That's the easiest way for you to get all of this, and you will have it for life. So there is no excuse. Let's go. I will stop the recording here. Thank you a lot for watching. Please share it. Share this one as much as you can. I'll see you guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.